Vegas. I'm so excited about this conversation because immediately when you think of a creative and resilience and somebody that is really focused on the gift of creating spaces for people that see themselves, and you've built a beautiful platform that people can stand on your shoulders, but also you are a scholar, a multitude of things, y'all. I want to be clear. Everybody put your hands together for Yosh Miller, founder of CEO Hadley.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Shamir, for having me.
Absolutely. I'm so excited because I had the opportunity to see you during the semifinals and then, of course, in the finals here in Los Angeles, in Inglewood. And I always like to say winner because you really were the winner of the NBA Foundation, the pitch competition, and CEO of Hadley. I want to start this conversation off with, before we get into the win, I want to, and even before we get into the company and all of your numbers and all of the things, how are you feeling right now in this season in your life?
Oh my God. I feel like it's an inflection point. I just feel like it's a reset, and I'm getting into this mindset of cyclically registering how my body feels in a moment and collecting the signals of what makes me feel good and full and complete and excited, and just doubling down on all of that positive elements and
Yeah.
just doing my best to zero out any negativity or anything that you don't need to mess around with. So yeah,
And
that's how I feel. I feel very inflective.
I said the same thing the other day about just resetting in the new year and making sure that we are. I had a conversation with a friend of mine about editing out the things that are no longer needed in your life, and
Yeah.
it's so necessary, right? During the NBA pitch competition finals, you walked away with $75,000, and I remember seeing you and some other people. I'm like, well, let me get $20 because I'm like, you guys are out here doing some beautiful things, but more importantly, you walked away with the momentum, and seeing you on that stage and selling yourself, and the judges, I mean, literally loving you. I think you gain so much energy, and I was just listening to even, like, the people in the audience and just how much they just align with your story and your purpose. What was the very first thought that hit your spirit when they called your name?
I I thought thank God and thank Dad. We'll talk a lot about Hadley, but a week before NBA week, my dad passed unexpectedly.
Wow.
So I was just thinking of him right before the stage, right after the stage, and
Mhm.
even during the stage. So in that moment, I was just feeling like a deep, immense, like feeling of gratitude. And it is such a collective. And when we look at what Hadley is, and I know we'll talk about it in a bit,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
all about like rooting for one another. Like Hadley is an app where you don't have to worry about the ins and outs of it. It is a 529 account. It is clunky to say. I'll get into that journey of how I discovered that for my own family. But the idea of opening up the right kind of savings vehicle, and
Yes.
then not only keeping that information for you, but really going far together. And when I saw the people in that arena at the Kia Forum, I was like, these are my people. Like,
Yeah.
let it be here. Let it be this group of people in Los Angeles that gets the word out that, like, we all know what a 401k is. It's so common sense to have one. I was shook when I learned what a 529 was for my own niece.
Yeah.
And when I researched how few people have one and that the very wealthy have it, but even the very wealthy are saving in the worst way through their advisors, and they're like not even understanding that.
Not
I was
even.
like, what are we doing in America? How are we helping each other? And like, also, you have an advantage. You are better off when your neighbor's kid becomes a nurse.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's what I just felt like, this depth of gratitude on that stage. I got to meet you. I got to meet so many. The judges are incredible, but the people who came up to me were
Hmm.
like, I have a kid and I work at quick service restaurants. And I would never have even thought of this if it weren't for my friend going on that stage.
Yeah.
So I'm here, so, and like I'm walking away with a 529. I'm like, add me on the app. And like,
Yeah.
yeah, so there you go.
It. No, I think that's the beauty, right? And to your point, I'm going off script. I remember just being there and being present and just kind of like honing in on all of your stories, because not even just yours, there were so many people that really had some great stories. And with you, You've called yourself an accidental founder. And with that, I wanted to go back and take us back to that moment where trying to give money to your niece, and also when you realized the system wasn't built for everyday families, and kind of what frustrated you the most about that.
Yeah, I became full on Aaron Brockovich meets Elle Woods during this journey. So my background is I worked at a big media independent studio and I worked in corp dev, but I worked under all the C-suite officers. So it was at this time, and my two CEOs met at Harvard Business School, very, very wealthy people, I think
Yeah.
billionaires. And I was running their deals. So I go to work every day. I have a 401k, but I really didn't know what the fees were like, But like, I'm
Yeah.
at work to retire one day. I'm at work one day. I'm single. I don't have kids, but like, I want to have a family and provide for that family.
Right.
I go to,
Yeah.
but like, we go to work and we don't concern ourselves with those
Those things. Yeah.
details, right? You're just trying to make the best impression and work for these like billionaire CEOs. So I remember so I worked for the parent media company of Billboard and Hollywood Reporter, and there was a project about affiliate deals and how
Mhm.
a lot of companies in digital media don't make their money off of ad revenue, and it's through different ways. And immediately at the same time, my sister was said, no more toys for my nieces. She was sick and tired of stepping on Legos, and I was giving away. And I thought, okay, I'll just put money in the school fund. And my sister said to Venmo her, and I thought, okay, how do people save? And Hadley is the name of the app, and also the younger of my two nieces, because I did the
Mhm.
same research for Hadley's older sister, and it was so confusing. I wound up opening a custodial savings account, a UTMA or UGMA account.
Mhm.
That is the least efficient way to save, I believe, to find out.
Yeah.
So at that moment when I realized 529s, it was still unclear to me. Is this a state thing? Is this a federal thing? Is this like a fidelity thing? Like what kind of
Mhm.
a thing
What?
is it?
Yeah.
And I read a book off of Amazon called 529 Plan for Grandparents, and it's as simple as this. Any American can enroll in any 529 from any state. You might want to pick your home state's plan if it lets your contributions become deductible
Mhm.
from your income taxes, but it has the same economic properties as a Roth. You put money in, the money just compounds tax free year after
Wow.
year after year. And then when you withdraw the money, it is tax free. And you can move the money to a future kid, for yourself, or to an existing family member.
Yeah.
And it could be for their education, their career training, student loans, professional development, even disability costs, and now retirement. So it's like all the things for all the people.
Yeah.
Why doesn't everyone have
I
this?
was like, why does everyone have this? But also, I think to your point, right? Like Hadley is named after your niece, but and I thought about this as you were talking. How did that becoming an uncle kind of shift your understanding of legacy and responsibility, but then also generational wealth?
I definitely have a lived experience. I grew up in South Florida. That's where my cousins are. That's where my sister is. That's where my mom
Mhm.
is. My dad is as well. And I just wanted to have as many doors open
Mhm.
for at as many of the stages in life there are. And
Yeah.
that's where I didn't have a 529 account growing up.
Hmm.
I had a what was called a prepaid account. So I could go to in-state public school
Yeah.
in Florida. But that's also kind of limiting.
It is very limiting. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to be able to broaden access to all that life can offer. And the thing with a 529 account I'd later learn out is that it's not just for college. It can be used for college, but could
Mhm.
also be used for career training or vocational or technical trade school. Anything you
Yeah.
want to do after high school, if you want to get a certification, you can use a 529 savings account for that. So immediately, I'll share with you. You mentioned I was an accidental founder. I didn't know what I was doing with branding or with logos, but the butterfly logo represents my grandma, who always said, if you do the right thing the right way, you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
And it was named after Hadley because Mila is my older niece, and it was so confusing. I didn't open up a 529 for Mila. The second time around, I was a little bit further in my career, working on bigger deals for really wealthy CEOs.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to Aaron Brockovich this. I will read what a 529 is. I keep saying it. It's unclear what it could be used for. I had to get a book off of Amazon,
Yeah.
529 for grandparents. Like that's what grounded my, and I was like, wait a second. So how do they make money?
I was gonna say, how do they make money? Well, let me ask you something because you said something about your amazing dad, and I love that you even stay with the present space because he is still here in the present
Yes.
space, right? What do you think you could have taught him about saving money and all, or did you, right? And what could his future really look like in that space?
I would say my dad and I had such interesting paths in our careers. So
Yeah.
he ultimately, in the last couple of career chapters, he worked for the state government of Florida to administer uh, production tax credits to companies that produced in Florida to incentivize production and create jobs down in South Florida. And then he worked for a studio to do their corporate or not corporate, yeah, corporate tax credit or production tax credit filings in all the jurisdictions that they.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so what was so interesting is in learning about 529s, I was able to like show my dad what these are. And he's like, how do not 100% of Americans have this? But as I was building out Hadley, and you could download the app yourself and quickly find the right plan, like it's Kayak, link it. If you already have a 529, great, just link it. You can link an existing account as well, and then add your family and friends. And so it's like Venmo for 529s as well. But in the last few years, states have stepped up and they said, we want employers to offer this
Mm,
as a 401k type benefit. Like if you
yeah.
offer 401k, offer 529.
Yep.
And they are now giving, it's about 10 states that are doing this and counting corporate tax credits to employers who fund their workers 529s. But the rub is that employers to do that, they need to have a solution that has the ability to process payroll and to
Absolutely. Yeah.
that anyone can have. And that's what I built out. I built out the Venmo for 529s and the universal rails to all the 529s. We totally easily replatformed it on an enterprise level too. And we help those companies get corporate tax credits. Like, and they're generous.
And they're generous. I can
So
imagine.
I just
I can imagine.
I'm sitting in the backyard with my dad. And I'm like, Dad, do you understand how similar our careers are? And he said, I love it. And so to your point, I definitely have a lot of my family energy. And
You
honestly, like
do. You
when founders or aspiring founders ask me, like, I want to be a founder, but I just don't know what I want to do. I'm like, that's the wrong. I think you
yeah.
have, for me at least, you have to flip it around. Like, what's the one thing that fills your cup? Family fills my cup. And I saw there was a massive void
Mm.
in the way it can really boost my family. But then my best friend Rachel's family, Dina's family,
Yeah.
like all my
Give
family.
the knowledge to so many other families. No, you listen. The knowledge is definitely what you have, though, right? Georgetown University and also University of Oxford. Everybody, I just want to be very clear. This man studied at the top elite spaces, and a lot of kids don't get that access, right? How did that proximity of privilege kind of change how you view opportunities now in America?
Well, I'll share with you. I've been managing a chip on my shoulder for some time, and building Hadley has added to that chip, but I've learned how to manage it. I originally turned Georgetown down.
Hmm.
I got into Georgetown. I'm from Parklands, Florida. I went to Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland. I was my high school valedictorian with over,
You were
pardon?
no, say yes, you were. Look,
And
look, he won't let me brag on him. I was gonna say that too, but go ahead.
no, but I'm bringing that to highlighting that for a reason
Yeah.
because I got into Georgetown. I got into Georgetown, but then, and they gave me some financial aid, but the amount of debt that I would have to take on was really, really high.
Mm-hmm.
And I got all this private scholarship money from Coca-Cola and
Mm-hmm.
from Nestle. And then I said, okay, great. I can now go to Georgetown for free with financial aid
Uh-huh.
and these private scholarships. What Georgetown did, and a lot of universities do this, it's called award displacement. They take the private scholarship and
Okay.
they displace it by the amount from your financial aid. So they claw back your financial aid by the amount of the private scholarship. So they're like, okay, great. You're
There you
still, thank you for this extra money.
go. Right.
We will take the money that we said we were going to give you. We're going to claw that back, and you will still go into debt. So I had turned them down.
Mm.
And then halfway through that summer, I remember talking to my dad, and I wanted to pursue the best path after high school, and that was Georgetown. I worked really hard, and a lot of people also work really hard, and it was an opportunity. And I felt like at 18, I didn't want to have a life trajectory of like a lack mindset. And I
Yeah.
wound up taking on the debt, and I wound up calculating the number of years I've had stayed closeted. I did not know about compounding like interest or net present value or any of that stuff. So that was completely off whack. But I'll share with you that Lehman Brothers fell my senior year of college. That was the Great Recession.
Mm,
And I
mm.
was one of 8 students at Georgetown to get recruited into Deloitte Consulting. That started my career in federal practice, working on strategy and operations in like a prestigious firm. And I think it's a messed up system that I had to go to Georgetown to get recruited for that.
For that position. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say, and while I was at Georgetown, I was an RA, I was a mail clerk, I delivered the mail. I worked a lot of jobs while
A
like
teenager. Wow.
doing like I got to go to Oxford. That was really competitive, and that's the year I came out. Like that was such a personally enriched year. So um when I went through that and that decision making of like, do I take on the debt, like it really saw how limiting it was. I'm glad
Right.
I
Absolutely.
home for it. And that's why 529 savings, all these years later, I was researching for my nieces. I want every American to put their best foot forward. I don't want them to be doing pros and cons of like, if I go to this better school and I take on this much debt, will I be in golden handcuffs forever? Like, I want
Right.
that out of the equation. I want you to go to the best school so you could do the best path because guess what? We all do the best when we
We
all do the best.
hmm We do. I mean, and listen, I always, like I say, I have to brag on you. I mean, listen, Coke scholar, presidential leadership scholar, valedictorian, all of the things. I mean, I think you've had a beautiful trajectory. You personally contacted every 529 plan to build this infrastructure. That's not a glamorous startup whenever you think of just the work alone, right? What kept you going during this grind?
I will share with you. I will answer this grinds question, but I want to give you some context.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to
So,
say, if you can explain Hadley in human terms for a lot of people.
yeah, so like I mentioned, any American can enroll in any plan from any state. In
Mhm.
some states, you do want to pick your home state's plan because not only does the money grow tax-free and then you take it out tax-free, but in most states, the money you put in, you can deduct from your income taxes from that state. That's
Yeah,
the best deal on the tax code.
it's the best deal. It really is. Come
So
on.
these programs make money because all the assets under management, it's asset-based revenue. So the more assets under a 529 program, the more money that they manage collectively, the more revenue the
Hmm.
program makes. And the revenue participants of a 529 plan is the state entity that sponsors it, but then the program manager that they contract out to do the day-to-day management,
Yeah,
customer
yeah.
service, et cetera,
Right.
and the fund manager whose funds are present on the menu of options of that 529 plan. So
Okay.
it's the state, the program manager, and the fund manager. So
Okay.
you would think, though, the more assets under management, the more revenue they make. This is a win-win-win. Why doesn't 100% of Americans have this? So I call up the best. Morningstar is an independent research firm, and they rate all the plans. I'm in California. My family's in Florida. I have to call a state treasurer from the middle of America. And I'm like, Morningstar says your plan is the best. I get him on LinkedIn, takes the call, and he's like, for you to do this work, Yosh, you have to be an advisor. I was like, okay. So I Google how to become a registered investment advisor.
Okay.
And yet you have to take a Series 65 to register with the SEC. So I get the Amazon test prep book on how to become an advisor, Series 65. It was really effing hard, but I did it. And then I registered with the SEC as an advisor. I go back to that state and I said, let's get to work. The majority of America is agnostic. They could go in your plan, and this is a lead gen for you. And as the state of this program,
Hmm.
more accounts we can open and then make it easier to fund them, that's going to translate into more revenue for you. The
Absolutely.
response was, now that you're an advisor, which you had to be to tell anyone about a 529 account,
Okay.
now that you're an advisor, we actually offer 2 types of 529 plans, and most states do. A direct plan, which have the best ratings, the lowest fees. Everyone should be in a direct 529 plan, a direct to consumer 529 plan. And the second kind is an advisor 529 plan. And this is the fee structure on an advisor plan. Advisors will put their clients in an advisor plan, and they take about 5 to 6% off the top every time you put money in. 5 to 6% of the money never gets invested. And then your underlying expense ratio, your underlying fee is around 2%. So 2% of your balance gets
2% of your
deployed
balance.
every year in fees versus a direct to consumer plan, a direct plan, 100% of your contribution gets invested and your annual expense ratio is like 0.1% or less. So here I am. This state told me, yeah, you have to be an advisor to do the work. I became an advisor. Now he's like, I'll work with you only if you route 100% of America to our advisor plan, a plan that neither one of us will
Right.
put our own family in. And I thought that this is where I become full on Aaron Brockovich. And I thought,
Exactly. Yeah.
so I read all the disclosure booklets. I knew I wouldn't get any assist from the state programs, but I wanted to not disrupt 529 savings, but democratize it,
I was
make
about
it
to say.
accessible. So I figured out a way to engineer payment rails that back ends with their operation processes without having them to lift a finger. It was a lot of work on my
I
team
can
side.
imagine.
And we engineered payment rails into every 529 advisor plan, every 529 direct plan, and
Ooh.
every 529 ABLE plan. The ABLE plans were started under President Obama and actually expanded in the recent Trump tax bill, but
Okay.
it expands access for Americans with disability costs.
Okay.
And so we had
Ooh.
rails for the 529 ABLE plans, the advisor plans, and the 529 direct plans, all the on one app. And then I had the credentials. So then I was like, wait, I now have the ability to route any
You
American.
can do it all at this point.
Yeah. Yes.
You made Hadley a public benefit corporation and registered investment as an advisor. I mean, hands down, I think one, you show a lot of people that you can still go and do the work yourself, right? You've read now, I've heard multiple times, you go and you Google things and you order the books and you do the research and you do all of the hard work, right? And a lot of people don't like to see the hard work, but my question is, why was integrity baked into the business model from day one?
I wanted to, if you do something, if you're going to do something, do the right thing the right way, and you have nothing to worry about. Like, you just have nothing to worry about if you do the right thing the right way. And what I didn't know what I was doing, and I'm glad I did it, was I named it Hadley and I have the butterfly logos because I only want to put people in a plan I'd put my own Hadley in. That was such a good lens and filter for when that state entity in the middle of the country said, we'll work with you, but just route all of Americans into the plan that neither one of us would put our own, family in. I thought, wait, like that's so not in alignment with how I set out to do this. And then that pushed me to build these rails. And I would say, like, I talked with an investor who was really brutish, like really just tough.
Yeah.
He owns a payment rail business. He's like, there's no way you're going to build these payment rails. There's just no way. And when I did it and showed it to him, that's when I unlocked some of his investment money. So you really do things, do today what other people won't, so you could
So,
so you could do things tomorrow that other people can't.
correct.
And I would say why integrity is important for this is the very reason the first question you asked about being on stage.
Yeah.
It's like I want to show Americans that if there is a problem you solved for your own family, then another family, your neighbors have that same problem. Like I want to be an example. Like I had no background in finance, tech, or venture capital before I started a fintech startup that's VC backed. So like you can do anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to get into some questions because I was able to connect with some audience members, that didn't have the opportunity to talk to you guys after actually during the semifinals, and then we kind of held off to the finals. So, first question comes from Tim. Tim is out of Long Beach, and he says, "Yoshi, you personally contacted." No, we asked you that one, so he had two. You've talked about social contributions, friends, family, employers helping fund education. Why do you believe community-based investing is the future?
I mean, because we've seen what not community and
Correct.
investing has led us to. It's led us to a state where today the average age that a parent opens up this 529 account is at age 7, because that's when they first start to have some extra money.
Yep.
And then that's half of the childhood nearly that you could have been compounding your money like on day one, even
Yeah.
before, and the money grows tax free. So
Absolutely.
I wanted to create something that doesn't just give the right information because we're all busy. I want something within 2 taps. You find the right plan, or if you already have one, link it, add your family and friends. And on the Hadley app, you can set up recurring contributions weekly, monthly, even annual. So you
Yeah.
don't miss a birthday. And even if you don't have the money to set aside for yourself, and again, adults should have a 529 account.
They really should.
Yeah. So you can open one for free, link it to Hadley for free, add your friends for free, and then tell your friends you want for birthdays, or rather than we just had pizza, don't give me $10 to my phone. Put the $10 in my Hadley account because that money will grow rather than just sit.
Absolutely. Jasmine out of Baltimore, she says, if I'm a single parent listening right now, how does your platform actually change my child's future? I know you touched on it as well, but if you want to expound a little bit more.
Yeah, Jasmine. I will share with you that opening up the 529 account, you should open one for yourself. The money is always transferable from your account to your kid's account, or your kid's account to even their future kid's account. And connecting with family and friends just lets them put money into an account that compounds tax free. And your kid can use that for college or any type of training after high school or retirement. It could also be used if you want to upskill and reskill.
Mm-hmm.
Our
Mm-hmm.
earliest users was a shift manager from McDonald's. I never met her. It was from a part of the country I've never been in. And I was so curious because it was so early on. Like, who was this?
Right.
Was a shift manager from McDonald's who was 23 years old and who had a daughter who was 2 years old. And she had her 529 account set up in the direct best rated plan in the country, the same one that my actual niece Hadley was in. That made me so happy knowing that like this is exactly why I built this.
That
So
perfect.
Jasmine, like add me as a friend and maybe I'll start contributing every year on your kid's birthday.
Come on, I love it. Last question comes from Jack, and Jack is out of Houston, Texas. He says he has two questions, but I'll ask just the one. When did statistics stop being data and start being personal to you?
Oh my God. Well, I'll share with you the statistic and then I'll share with you the emotion. The
Mm,
statistic is that if you have just $1 in a 529 account, just $1,
mm,
that makes someone 4 times more likely to graduate from education or career training after high school.
yeah,
There's something about having money in your name that makes you confident, and not just confident, gives you like the power to graduate from the thing you set out to do. That's what a 529 savings account do. So what I would tell Jack, he sounds really cute, by the way. I would say, Jack, feel how your body feels, like how we said in the beginning of this call, like you asked how I was feeling, and I've been really registering how my body feels in a moment. When you make a contribution to your own account, and then when you make a contribution to someone else's account, see how your body feels, register how your body
mm,
feels. You will feel
mm,
like optimistic, you will feel empowered, you will feel grateful, you will feel so all the positive things of contributing and rooting for someone else. And when someone else contributes to your account,
right,
register how you feel. You're going
right.
to feel grateful. You're going to feel like someone is backing me, someone is rooting for me. And that's the energy I think our country needs to have right now, where we are positive and optimistic, where we're not zero summing each other, but we are building up. We are being abundant with each other. We are saying, I want you to be that dentist. I want you to be that school teacher. I want you to be that artist. Because when everyone is pursuing their path, they are more productive, they are more
Absolutely.
purposeful, and they're passionate. And it just creates a better aura of positivity that I think that our world needs, and our country should be the leader of taking back that trajectory of being more positive with each other.
Yeah, I mean, you've touched on it multiple times throughout our conversation. It's all about community. As we wrap our show, I recurated the end of the show called Now the Therapy Session. And what I love about this, it is the questions that we have asked all of the celebrities and CEOs and the writers and all the people that we've had on the show 6 seasons later, 340 episodes. That means I've been talking a lot. But with that being said, I love these questions because, these are things that your team, your family, people may not have ever asked you. And it's kind of lightning round type of moment. First thing that comes to your mind. Yoshi, what is a fear you have overcome or are working to overcome?
Acknowledging insecurities and growing with them. So
Mm.
vulnerability.
What's your definition of a fulfilling life?
Oh, lots of family, friends, neighbors, love. I see us around like a big breakfast table and pajama time with your loved ones. And of course,
That's a,
there's a dog in there. So,
there's a dog in there somewhere.
yeah, for sure.
That's a good time. What helps you reconnect to yourself when you feel lost?
I mean, picking up the phone, calling your family and friends, going on a hike, and those things really ground you of just those feelings of gratitude. So surrounding yourself with what you're super grateful for.
Yeah, you have a lot of these, but what is your favorite memory of your dad when you were a kid?
Oh gosh. What comes to mind first is I played baseball as a kid. So doing big pop-ups, like, and he played baseball. So, and if I caught them, I would get a root beer float. So I became quite good at like running really far and catching these like insane like balls hit up or thrown up, and yeah, getting the root beer float.
Shout out to the root beer flow. Shout out to your dad right here, who's always and still with us. What is something you are really passionate about right now, Yosh?
I'm really passionate about empowering America.
Mm,
Like, this country leads so much and so many things. Our industries, our academics, our athletics, we just are coming from the Olympics.
yeah.
So, I mean, that Alyssa Liu moment, can we get her? Can I
Oh
get
my
her? I mean,
God.
I
Can
mean,
we?
MacArthur Park, can we just like only can
Woo!
we get that as our new national anthem?
I mean,
Like,
I'm just saying, literally.
no, but
Wow.
and really empowering America to know that you can lead with humility and with community, and we really do go the furthest. We go even further when we go together, and
Yeah.
that's why I intentionally designed Hadley to make it in two taps. It's Venmo for your 529 savings.
It's so easy. What do you value most in a relationship?
Oh, I love like radical candor. I love to evolve. I love to just have fun. And I always know that there will be rough days. So it's always easy to imagine, well, I want to go to like Bali with my man. But like being able to connect and a soul to soul connection and be there to comfort on the hardest days and elevate on the best days as well.
As we close our show, fast forward 20 years, what do you want students, families, and communities to say about Hadley and how it changed for them?
I want it to be so commonplace where people are like, oh yeah, just send me some of that money in Hadley, or if you go shopping, you could get cash back brand rewards into your Hadley account. I want Hadley to be in everyone's back pocket on their phone and their app so that they feel empowered to pursue any career path. If they finish college or if they don't finish college and they want to get a new career, but they have to go back and do this certification or take this class, then I don't want that to ever be a stumbling block for anyone because it's, oh, I have this money from Hadley. I might as well use it because I know that if I didn't use it, it could still go to my retirement. But you know what? I want to be that cook. I want to go to culinary school. So I'm going to cash out my Hadley money. That's what I want for America.
And finally, when your niece Hadley is grown and asks why you built this company, what will you tell her?
I want every American to look at their neighbors as if it's their own family.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have been enough to just open the right account for my niece Hadley and set up, annual recurring contributions through a very clunky app. Like technology is everything. It's accessibility. The way this was designed, how fragmented it is, and how unsophisticated the tech is,
Mhm.
it I should add like half of all the accounts that are opened are through those advisors on those advisor plans. Like it is, and thank you, by the way, Jameer, for taking this media opportunity because big media somehow really likes to like whatever. I'm going to keep it positive. But yeah, I want every American to know, I want Hadley to know that I wanted all Americans to view neighbors as their own family, even the Americans that they'll never even meet. I want them to have the same type of tool that I wanted my family to have.
You've created and continue to create a platform, for the everyday person to easily access and to use. And again, as I mirror exactly what I said at the beginning of this conversation, so many people looked up to you and said, I never knew that. So thank you for creating those spaces. Congratulations, as I always say, winner, 75,000. I just need $20 out of that. Um, where
Let's
can
give
people
them,
find you? Where can people support all of the things?
well, they can find us when we go out to, West Hollywood and when we get a drink for that, 20. No, but please find me on LinkedIn. I'm Yosh Miller. I'm also on Instagram at Hey Yosh Miller. And you can also find me on the Hadley app. So download Hadley. You don't necessarily need a 529 account to be on Hadley because you could contribute to others. Add me as a friend on the Hadley app. You can contribute to my 529 account.
There you go.
Um, and yeah, thank you for having me again. And yeah, please find me, add me, and let's bring 529 savings to your workplace.
Yeah, and as I always say, it's super exciting to have creatives and people that are creating spaces. But most of all, I want to thank your dad. I want to thank your dad for being able to give you those root beer floats and pushing you to get to that next level. Because again, we're seeing what the fruits of those labors have given the rest of the world. So thank you for that. Thank you for you. And as we always say on Power 97.5 LA, iHeartRadio, and Power B 97.5 Vegas, stay positive, but stay creative until next time. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah.
Was it good? We did good? You are so
We're
good.
good. We're good.
Oh man, you are a good interviewer. You are very skilled, my friend. Wait, you're on mute, I think.
Appreciate you so much, yo.
Oh, there you
Thanks. Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
are. No,
I
I
can.
can hear you now. I
Can
can
you
hear
hear
you
me?
now. There was a lag. I'm
Hello,
glad.
hello. All right. I was like, it flowed perfectly throughout the whole time.
This is so good. This is so good that it's fucking up now. So no,
Oh my
thanks
God.
for having me. Where are you based, by the way?
I'm in Hollywood.
Oh my God, I'm in West Hollywood. Where are you? Do you
I'm
live
on,
in Hollywood?
I live in Hollywood on Sunset Boulevard.
Do we have each other's emails? I know Emily set us up.
I can send you all my info.
All right, cool.
Okay.
No, did you talk with the other NBA folks yet?
Not yet. Everybody is all in order. So we're getting everything together and then we have to get ready for South by Southwest. So it's
Let me know because Hadley won the South by Southwest, so we have contacts down there. This is from
I'm
2022.
speaking, so I'm moderating a panel at South by Southwest. So I'll be there with the platinum package, babe. Thanks.
That's amazing. Which panel are you doing? Are you working with Adam or Greg?
I am working with Kindred. Kindred, is it Kindred? Oh my God, huge company. I interviewed all of their CEOs, funny, and they're doing a panel. And they were like, well, Jameer, you've already actually interviewed all of these people individually. I was like, oh. So yeah, they were so impressed by the interview. They said, like, could you moderate a panel for us at South by Southwest? And I was like, sure, of course.
What's the panel?
It is, I'll send it to you. Cultivating culture. I don't know.
Cultivating Cults.
I'm gonna send you all my info. Okay, I appreciate you. Thank you
Let's get
so much.
drinks. Thank you so much, Shamir. I appreciate
Oh,
it.
thank you. I'm so proud of you. Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.